Hey guys, welcome back to Crab Central Station for the next part in our series of Tat Chats. So if you're new to the series, Tat Chats are just short little videos that concentrate on one specific part of a crab habitat. Today we're going to talk about substrate. So that is the stuff that goes in the bottom of your tank that the crabs crawl on and tunnel and molt in. So this is very important to crab health. It's also very critical to building the proper environment inside of your tank. So the recommended ratio of substrate is 5 parts play sand to 1 part eco-earth. And let me explain that a little bit more to you guys. First of all, play sand, you can find it at Lowe's or Home Depot. It comes in 50-pound bags in the garden section usually, and it's about $5 a bag. You can't get a better deal than that. Eco-earth you can find at your pet store, and it usually comes in 2 different forms, either in a bag already constituted or in small bricks that are decompressed, which you will then have to add water to before you can put it in your crab habitat. So the 5-to-1 ratio is that you will need 1 50-pound bag of sand to every 10 gallons of your tank, and you will need a half of a brick of eco-earth for every 10 gallons of your tank. The 5-to-1 ratio is that you will need 1 50-pound bag of sand to every 10 gallons of your tank, and you will need a half of a brick of eco-earth for every 10 gallons of your tank. So if you're doing our minimum size tank, which was 20 gallons, you will need 2 bags of sand and 1 brick of eco-earth, and so forth, depending on your size of tank. So one thing to keep in mind is that you want your substrate to be dry as you put it into the tank. So if you're getting the bricks, you will constitute the brick with the water as the directions tell you to on the bag, and then you will need to let it dry. So kind of plan ahead when you're building your crab habitat so you have the time for that. Same thing with your sand. Sometimes it comes wet from the garden center, and so you're going to need to have some time to dry it out. You can bake the sand to dry it out if you want. It's kind of an involved process, but that does work if you're in a hurry. And then you will put the eco-earth and the sand in the tank. You will mix it really well and at a dry consistency. Now a lot of people ask why dry? Don't hermit crabs need sandcastle consistency and that sort of thing? Yes, they do need sandcastle consistency for tunneling and molting, but trust the process. Even though you put it in your tank dry, the humidity within your sealed tank will get your substrate to the consistency that it's needed quickly. And your hermit crabs actually carry brackish water in their shell, and so when they dig down to molt, they use that water to help build their tunnels and their molt caves. So they have what they need to create that. Now the reason that we have 5-to-1 ratio, and the reason we're putting it in the crab habitat dry, is because the eco-earth has a tendency to really hold moisture, which is great, you would say, in a crab habitat. But too much moisture leads to mold, bacteria, and fungus, and that's not good for you or your hermit crabs. So that's why we do the 5-to-1 ratio, and that's why we put it in the tank dry. I hope that helps. Comment, like, subscribe, share, follow us on our social media, and we'll see you guys next time on Tat Chats. Bye guys.